So we are here with Tianjun Wang. We are trying to build also a statistic about the increase of the use of neuroacupuncture in your country.
So first of all, I was a doctor in China, and the acupuncture used to treat neurological diseases are very, very common, very public awareness a lot. So the patients, the family members, and doctors, they all know acupuncture will benefit for many neurological diseases such as stroke, brain tumor, etc. After I moved to UK, I realized that this is a weak area, which means not so many patients, family members, doctors, and acupuncturists are aware acupuncture can treat this kind of severe problems. Maybe most of the time they treating for pain, etc. But actually, acupuncture is very good for this kind of neurological diseases. Now, in the last couple of years, I have always focused on the brain acupuncture, including the neurological diseases and the psychological diseases as well. So nowadays, about 80% of my patients are brain problems, including half of them are neurological diseases.
Which are the diseases that are successfully treated with the neuroacupuncture?
The neurological acupuncture, generally speaking, are very good for this kind of neurological diseases, such as the stroke, multiple sclerosis, early stage of the Parkinson's disease and dementia. But of course, in general speaking, if in early stage, the acupuncture are more benefit for stroke, etc.
And also for children, the pediatric.
Yes, of course. For pediatric children, and such as cerebral palsy and autism, and this kind of patients.
So you are saying that in China it's common and it's accepted.
Yes.
So they realize that Western medicine can do something, but this technique can integrate and have better result in this field.
Correct.
You can say more or less the percentage of use of it or of success. Some data, in the West they like numbers also.
Yes. In terms of the successful rate for such as a sample of the ischemic stroke, that means a block of the artery of the brain caused the stroke. And in general speaking, roughly about 15 to 20%, they are fully recovered. But after plus the neuroacupuncture, such as the scalp acupuncture and other neuroacupuncture techniques, the successful rates will be double than naturally the recovery from the disabled.
Yeah, the full recovery, but then there is also a partial recovery.
Yes, of course, there are much more partially recovered. In general speaking, partially recovered roughly about 80%.
And in the UK, you find more or less the same tendency?
I would say so far, based on my experiences and some clinical trials in the UK, there are very similar successful rates. But the amount of patients are much less than China.
And last question, they are mostly private.
Oh yes, in the UK, because the moment acupuncture is not covered in the national insurance services. So the moment almost all the patients pay themselves as privately. Only a little bit, maybe 20% or something, they may be paid by the private insurance.
Are they cabinets in the hospitals, in public hospitals, or not?
Most of them come to see me in my clinic are privately referred.
But is there a service also?
Almost no service in the UK in public hospital provide neuroacupuncture for stroke or neurological diseases.
So, as Europe is concerned, we should listen China and the United States that something can be done in this field, and we have finally to listen.
Absolutely agree with you. Yeah, there is a room to improve for the public health and to help more patients to promote neuroacupuncture.